Alright guys, a couple weeks back I did a review of the 2017 Infiniti Q50, and I'm going to do something that I rarely do. I'm going to apologize to you, the viewers, because when I sat in the Infiniti Q50, I just couldn't shake the fact that it felt and looked like an Altima. In fact, I littered that statement throughout the video.
There is something about this vehicle that reminds me of the Nissan Altima. I just can't shake the fact. I can't shake it. I feel like I'm in an Altima. When I saw it on the rental lot, I thought it was an Altima. And I realized that there are certain things about the vehicle that are upgraded, but I do feel somewhat that I'm in an Altima. Sort of reminds me of a Nissan Altima.
I'm in a 2017 Nissan Altima today, and I feel like smacking myself silly. Other than the size of the vehicle, let's say the form factor, there is so much difference between the two, and most notably the driving dynamics. Now, I was pretty excited about getting this Altima because I was going to prove it. You know, I was going to prove that it's a dressed down Infiniti Q50. No. Now, as my buddy Pedro informed me, he's always right.
Vote for Pedro.
The Infiniti Q50 is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, and this Altima is a front-wheel drive vehicle. Vast difference. Most notably in the handling. I was really super disappointed with the handling of this car. Like out on the highway, you're constantly making corrections to keep the car on a straight and narrow. It's also got a very light steering touch. You never really feel like you're totally in control. Power is another huge difference. In the Q50, I was running a 3-liter twin turbo that had oodles of power. Now, although I do have the V6 option in this SL model, there's just not the same power plant, not the same get up and go. Quick starts. Out on the highway, however, the vehicle does have ample power once you put the pedal down, but nothing compared to the Q50.
I'm going to smack myself around after this review.
Now, the interior of this vehicle is quite pleasant. Good job with fit and finish. Trim materials are pretty decent as well. Now, this is an SL model. It's got these nice, I'm going to call them leatherette seats. They could be leather. They actually look a lot more convincingly leather than the vinyl or synthetic leather seats that the Q50 had. But the one thing that this vehicle has that the Q50 did not have, heated seats and buttons that are right out in the open. That was kind of interesting to me, that in the Infiniti base package, let's say, there were no heated seats. I could not find the heated seats. Now, while the interior does have nice soft touch materials, it's put together well, it is a little outdated looking. The infotainment system looks pretty tired, and it's not as user-friendly as some of its competition. Alright, so I've been pretty tough on the Altima so far, but let's talk about some niceties, alright? Nice and comfortable, good room up here in the front. So if you're a taller driver, you'll like that. There's also good room in the back and a nice sized trunk. And also fuel economy is pretty good. And starting at around $22,500, it's in the value class. It's a sharp looking vehicle on the outside without being radical. So it's a solid car. And if you have an Altima, don't be upset at me. Just keeping it real. Alright, a new thing that I promised with my last review was I was going to give you Consumer Reports information. Alright, I'm trying to bring some value, added value. I'm not going to get into all the technical specifications and the oversteer, understeer, and the torque and all that jazz. I'm just an average guy that rents vehicles. I'm giving you my opinion of things, and I'm going to give you some value here because I don't do a lot of research. So let's take a look and see what the Nissan Altima, how it scores with Consumer Reports. So Consumer Reports is a great resource, guys. If you're looking to buy a vehicle, I would suggest you buy their Car Buyer's Guide. It has information on all the new cars, trucks, SUVs, yada yada. Great thing about Consumer Reports is they get their information from surveys conducted from actual owners. The people that really drive these vehicles every day note any problem areas or any areas of delight. they have all this data about the vehicles out there, and they'll give their choices, they'll give their recommended vehicles. And the Nissan Altima right here is not a recommended vehicle. So it doesn't have their stamp of recommendation. And the reason why is about average reliability and below average owner satisfaction. And what I like about them is they give you a little blurb here. So let's read a little bit about it. This rather generic though roomy sedan uses a continuously variable transmission that works well when loafing around but dilutes the driving experience. In our road test, we got a decent 29 miles per gallon overall on the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, while the 3.5 liter V6 returned 24 mpg. That's what I'm in today. Handling feels mushy and saps confidence with its overly light steering. There you go. They corroborated what I'm talking about. I'm feeling kind of smart again.
The ride feels superficially soft, but over sharp bumps the suspension loses its absorbency. Controls are easy to use, but the infotainment system is fussy to use and limits phone interaction only to voice commands. That is true. Blind spot and lane departure warning systems are available, and that is a cool thing, which is available and in this model that I'm testing. So when a car is in your blind spot on either side, you get a flashing light and an audible display if you indicate that you're turning into that lane, which is really cool. And it says reliability has improved to average. So it's not a recommended vehicle for Consumer Reports, guys. Not a recommended vehicle. And I'm probably not going to recommend it either.
I've spent my last couple of days in this vehicle, and certainly not an Infiniti Q50, I'll tell you that much. Alright guys, so there's my take on the 2017 Nissan Altima. I want to thank you all for watching, and I want you to remember, guys, remember, keep pushing play all day. I'm an average guy, about 5'9", and there's great leg room here. I'm comfortable back here, even in the middle, even in the hump.